Starting to learn French can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Today, I'll share the 5 best lessons you need to make learning simple, fun, and actually stick. If you're a complete beginner, this is where you start. Alright, let's count down the 5 best French lessons you need to begin learning French the right way. Starting with number 1. Number 1, to improve your French, you will want to pay attention to your pronunciation and the way that you form the French words and sounds. So, for example, if you want to talk about something that you want to do, you should be sure to say je veux and really put the effort into forming that sound as best as you can. So, for example, you could say je veux envoyer un colis à mon ami pour son anniversaire. But if you become a little bit lazy in saying those sounds and phrases, you might accidentally say that sentence as je veux envoyer un colis à mon ami pour son anniversaire. And that sentence it doesn't make sense with that improper pronunciation. And so that can introduce some confusion into your French conversation. For number 2, you should sometimes say on for we in French instead of nous when you're talking about we as the subject of your sentence. So it is popular in French to use on or we sometimes, especially in informal settings. And so this can provide some more variety to your French and make it sound more relaxed by incorporating on into some of your sentences instead of nous. For example, if it is appropriate to do so, instead of saying nous allons au café ce matin, you may want to say on va au café ce matin. So, like I said, this will make your French sound a lot better because every time you want to use we as the subject of one of your sentences, you won't have to keep saying nous. Number 3, you should try to use liaisons when appropriate to make your French sound smoother. For example, if you're talking about trees and you say j'aime voir tous les arbres, you should really put the effort into pronouncing the consonant at the end of les and make it sound like les arbres. Because if you just say j'aime voir tous les arbres, it's more choppy and it won't sound as good if you don't put that liaison in there. And so if you're finding these tips helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content and tips like these. And so moving right into way number 4, that is you should use the expression il faut for talking about something that you have to do. And so il faut is a popular French expression which comes from the third person singular conjugation of the verb valoir, meaning to need. And so a word of caution with this expression in this way is that you only want to use il faut, as the verb valoir is not typically conjugated in the other forms. It's just conjugated in the il form. There are many easy ways to use this il faut expression. For example, you can just start a new sentence by saying il faut and adding on an unconjugated verb in the infinitive form onto that. For example, you could say il faut faire ses devoirs avant d'aller à l'école lundi. Another way you can use il faut is you can use it to describe something that you personally have to do by saying something like il me faut une chambre d'hôtel pour mon séjour à Paris. Or you could use it conditionally as well. And you could say il faudrait étudier à l'étranger. And you can, that example that I gave, that means that you should study abroad. So check out the link in the description below to download my free one-page PDF French Essentials cheat sheet that you can use throughout your trip in a Francophone destination. For number 5, you should understand the difference between tu and vous when using you as the subject of a sentence in French. Tu does mean you when talking to one person. However, this is informal, so you wouldn't want to use it when talking to just anyone. You might use it to address people like friends, family, or just anybody who you know really well, or anybody that you're really comfortable with talking to. But vous it does mean you for a group of people, but it can also mean just one person for more formal situations. So, for example, if you're going to have to talk to hotel employees, waiters, waitresses, airport staff, anybody like that that you don't know as well, or it's a more formal occasion, you're going to want to use vous to address those kinds of people. And so, for example, if you're going to ask somebody informally where the bathroom is, you would say, Est-ce que tu peux me dire où se trouvent les toilettes? But if you're doing it in a more formal situation and you want to ask somebody, like an airport staff member, where the bathroom is, you should say, Est-ce que vous pouvez me dire où se trouvent les toilettes? So now for the bonus expression here. This is the little known trick I'm going to give you, and it's a really fun expression in French. It is parler français comme une vache espagnole. And so this is an informal, popular idiom. It means to speak horrible French or to speak French very badly. And so an example of how you can use this is you might say something to them in French like Bonjour, à quelle heure ferme-t-il le musée? And if that front desk employee is mean, they might switch to English and respond to you in English because they don't like your French. And they may answer you and say, it closes at 11. Well, you can say back to them in French still, Merci, et j'ai une autre question. Est-ce que je parle français comme une vache espagnole? And so this is, you're just coming out with this question, you're coming out directly and asking the museum staff member what they truly think about your French, and you're just putting them on the spot and calling them out basically for what they did to you. It also shows that you know some French idioms outside the basic French that typical tourists would know. So I hope you enjoyed all of these French tips to instantly level up your French. For more French travel tips like these ones, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.